Hello, and welcome back to Entrepreneur Talks podcast. This is season 4. Thank you for being with us through all the previous seasons, and we're going to have more fun and inspirational stories for you to hear on season 4. My name is Yola Bastos. I'm one of the co-founders of Women Network community. We are focused on empowering and motivating women around the world to achieve their dreams. We mainly support them through coaching, business strategies, and workshops. Our aim is to build connections that will increase the power of women in collaboration and be able to create space for growth and expand our knowledge. Find more about Women Flix through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can find us always by Women Flix. I also want to say welcome to my guests on this new season. And I hope for my listeners to enjoy every episode and get in touch with each of my guests through the information that will be available on each podcast episode description. My guest for today's podcast is Catherine Bronlin. Catherine is the CEO and founder, internationally recognized business and personal growth coach and best-selling author. Catherine is certified in the fields of positive psychology, assertive behavior, emotional behavior, and emotional intelligence. Let's welcome Catherine and hear her story, her journey, and feel inspired. Hello, Catherine. Welcome to my podcast. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm so excited to hear about your journey, your business, and anything you want to say about LinkedIn as well. Very excited.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So before we start with the question straight or your hearing about your story, tell me, where are you talking from? Which country?
I'm talking from Serbia, from North Serbia in Central Europe. And it's an incredible journey how we can connect through this magnificent internet with anyone and everyone in the world. So
yeah, that's so true.
I am happy that we connected.
That's really good. It's magical, right? We can be anywhere in the world, and if we have a little of internet, we can be with that person, with other person, very fast.
Exactly.
That's really good. So let's go. Now we're going to start with your story. So you are the CEO, a founder, international recognized business, and a personal growth coach and best-selling author. Where do you want to start, Catherine?
Yeah. Well, I would like to share a little bit of my personal story first, if that is okay, because I believe it might encourage people a lot, because what you just mentioned is just a piece of a success, of a peak which I have achieved during the years. So yes, I have a client base in 14 countries. I became a best-selling author on release day. I was awarded as one of 100 top global thought leaders in the world, and so on and so forth. But things were not like that always. when I was 17 years old, I've survived bombing in ex-Yugoslavia, and I was in isolation 78 days. I understood back then that control is an illusion, and that actually it might happen like it is happening now, something that brings uncertainty, and we don't know how we are going to live the next day. So this isolation or a lockdown during Corona is actually nothing unfamiliar to me. In 2008, I was diagnosed with a Coxsackie virus, and I was told that I will live just a year and a half. As you can see, I am here. And also they diagnosed me with infertility, and I became mom, and I'm now mom of a 3.5 years old boy. So with this, I would like to open my heart and to say that absolutely everything is possible if we set our mind to work for us and not against us, and if we set the mindset correctly. So all these shiny titles which you mentioned came after so many difficulties which I went through my life, and I decided that if I went through all of that, there has to be something for me which I can actually create and make a better future for me, for my family, for my son. And that's actually what I'm doing. So the passion came from a belief that I actually can do something and that I'm enough to do that. So I stepped out in public in 2015.
Right.
I honestly had no idea what I was doing.
I love it.
I just stepped out, and I was working on my book, also not knowing how am I going to publish that.
Yes.
English is not my native language. What am I going to do? But I was working on it. It was something that I always wanted to do. And now, believe it or not, after 246 rejections by American publishing houses, 247 said yes.
Yes. Wow. 246, no, 247. Yes. Amazing. I love it. Yes. So good.
So you can see that I was very persistent and very resilient. But it hurts. It hurts. I have to say it hurts.
I know.
Anyway, my book became a bestseller on its release day. So boo-hoo to all of those 246.
Yeah. Okay, darling, that's it. I'm there. No matter what, I got it.
That's how everything started. But honestly, I was supported by one of the greatest influencers in the world, Brian McGill. After I actually published few articles for his platform. And then later he invited me to his Thought Leadership School, and he gave me endorsement for my book. And that is how my journey started. After that, I started working as a personal growth coach, because my book is actually a system for emotional and intellectual growth. But my business started to expand rapidly, and people started to actually approach me about business modeling and developing businesses online. And here we are.
Wow. Yeah. So through the book, through the person that wrote that helped you, what's his name? You said the one of the best ones in the world?
Yes, his name is Brian McGill. He is the owner of Simple Reminders and McGill Media. He has about 20 million subscribers and actually has a bigger reach than Oprah and Tony Robbins on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I heard about this name, but anyway, I'm here to hear about your name, because your name is something like...
I just started.
Yes, I love it. I love your energy. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're gonna be the first one, because there's no one like Tony Robbins or this other gentleman that you mentioned. But oh wow, so everything started in 2015. You said it's 15?
Yes, February 2015, when I actually published my first article on my blog, and no one understood me.
Because what? Because the English or your language? I don't know.
Because I was talking about things back then, about mindset and internal growth and emotional intelligence. And back then I just was struggling to find the audience.
Okay.
But once I tapped into right audience, everything expanded rapidly. So my first conclusion in this growth, business growth, is actually the right audience, and investing as much time and energy in that before doing anything else will bring us the best results we can ever imagine we can achieve.
And so tell me, Catherine, what is your background before 2015? What you were doing?
I've graduated economics, business marketing, and information technology. And I was working, wait for it, like a programmer, Java enterprise programmer for 30 years.
Program what? Sorry, say again, because I lost you.
I was a Java web programmer, but serious programmer for enterprises, for financial institutions, insurances, and I was building applications for business support.
Okay.
For 13 years. Everything that comes with financial transactions on all of that. But before that, I actually was selected as one of the talented kids in high school where I went to scientific center. And I was working in the fields of linguistics and psychology for 4 years in terms of media manipulation. So now I actually mixed everything that I have learned. So in terms of marketing and media manipulation and linguistics, psychology, and my knowledge about programming, because I see social media differently than digital marketers see them, because I see the code. And basically they can experience algorithm from the perception of a user, but I can guess the algorithm from the perception of a developer. So that's why I can very, very easily tap into what works and what doesn't work, and that helped me enormously in the digital space. So my core background is actually business. I'm the master of economics, and that is what's on a plate now.
So if I understood, so you play very well with this world on the internet world, like on the background of the social media or websites, right?
Yeah.
Know very well that things. Oh, that's why. Because
juicy.
Very juicy. I'm like, oh, how can Catherine help me? How can I change my life like this? How I understand, because I don't know if I have that I key, but you do. So you are my key. My I key.
I'm honored. Well, actually, I see that as a talent, and I always had that. But I was struggling, obviously. So it's not know-how, and it's not IQ. It's actually belief in myself. That was the thing. And once I started believing that I really can achieve that, whatever, everything started to unfold. I will be honest. When I became a best-selling author, I actually rocked the Amazon at 8 categories, like very serious personal growth categories and 6 hot new release categories. From one side, because Brian supported me, but from the other side, I understood the algorithm. And I knew what needs to be done in order to get the number one at the list. And all those systems are just programs. And when you know how to develop a program, then you know how to use it.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah, because it's all about strategy and understanding what is behind the scenes. And,
yes.
That's amazing. So, and your company, your business, so it's about that. What is it exactly? Because you've got a website, you've got a company. What is all about?
It's actually a business ecosystem. So we cover personal growth, and I am personally involved in that coaching, business coaching, which is also something that I'm personally involved. Then I've developed an e-learning platform for people who want to learn how to build their businesses online, but without my intervention. And we also have services for web development, so website, e-courses, e-commerce, any kind of support which business needs, as well as book publishing and obviously achieving a best-selling status on Amazon. So everything was starting from one same point, and that's my mission, to help people do what they love and make their businesses flourish. Now, there are different ways to do that. So different people who approached to me had different requests, and I understood that especially in these times of uncertainty, we need to have diversification and not niching down. This is something that I firmly stand for, and usually there are a lot of arguments about this. But if we niche down now, in these times of uncertainty, we have a high risk of actually losing our business. But if we make a diversification, so we offer different kind of services and ways of delivering those services and so on and so forth, there is a high chance that we will actually grow our business these days. So as well as we don't go to stock market and we don't invest in one stock of one company, we invest in several different companies and several different banks, so we diversify the risk. That's why niching down is very risky, and it's not that I would recommend, especially now, but completely opposite than that. So that's what I did. So I didn't focus only on LinkedIn, which is my jam and which is something that actually helped me to triple my business twice. But I am offering different kind of revenue streams, because you need to have 3 revenue streams to make it all possible all the time. And that's physical product, e-product, any kind of e-product, and service. And then you are safe.
Catherine, you said e-plug? It's because the connection was a little
e-product, like courses or something like that.
Yes. Would you like to talk about these 3 things that we should have a little bit more? Just explain one by one, just a short explanation.
Sure. Well, different kind of services have different prices, right? And we can decide if we want to go on a high ticket or we want to go on a low ticket. But what if we actually make diversification and use both? So this is a brilliant way that we can actually grow our business. So physical product can be anything, like a book, right? That's something that's truly physical and that people can have in their hands. That can be like one of the best marketing strategies from hand to hand. The second one is actually something like an e-learning platform or courses, because some people want to learn on their own. They want to develop themselves on their own. They can't commit to coaching or something like that. And that is something that's actually from a low ticket to a half high ticket. And which, if we set funneling right, we can sell a million times the same product, right? And the third one is service, where we invest our time and which has to be a high ticket. So we can't use the same funneling for a low ticket and a high ticket. For a low ticket, we can use email marketing, or we can use any kind of funnels which are available on the market. But for high ticket offers, we need personally to talk to a person who would like to hire us or not. And that requires our time. So it needs to be a higher price. And that's actually where the LinkedIn mastery comes on.
Okay. Wow. For you, sounds very easy. Right?
Well, after years of struggle, yeah, what I say to my clients, I'm actually packing my 5 years of knowledge and experience in digital marketing and 13 years programming in a month or 2. So yeah, now it sounds easy, but until I got here, my God.
I believe, yes. But well done, yes, because this is a hard work and you never give up. So you managed to learn, because that's what I say about my journey. I've been learning, and I'm able to now to explain to others more about social media marketing or even my coaching business. And because I've learned and I like what I do, and that's important.
Exactly. When you like what you do, people feel that. They can sense that. And I experience actually that from people who are doing the same people are coming on sales calls with them and with me, and they choose me. Maybe not because I'm better, but because they have better time with me. You know?
Yes, definitely, yes, because we don't know. he's someone better than us, till someone comes and like us, and they keep coming and they keep coming because they like our vibe. It's about our vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And tell me, Catherine, about your book, Live from Your Heart and Mind. Where this book came from? What is exactly inside this book? I love the title, but what is it about?
Oh, my book. I didn't know it's going to be a book. I was actually, yes, I was struggling a lot in that period after my healing, and when they told me that I can't be a mom, and I started practicing meditations with Oprah and Deepak, and trying to find peace for myself, actually. And that's how I guess my creative side actually took over, and I started writing that book. The book actually is a system for emotional and intellectual growth. From one side, we have emotional states in all areas of life, which might be something that hurts us, something that we need to overcome, any kind of a problem or an obstacle, or a blockade. And if we have that, we actually can't operate from the highest level of our potential. So what we need to do is actually first clean that and work on our emotional intelligence. And for that, I have developed algorithms. So everyone will get an answer depending on their own previous answer, because I believe that you and I are different, and the same advice might not work for both of us.
Yes.
But if you give yourself an advice based on how I'm leading you through the algorithm, you will start realizing what you need to work on. And then I'm leading you how to work on that. From the other side, there is an intelligence, like an IQ, and we have 2% of brain, which we can develop further. And those are billions and billions of cells, which we actually can develop, but we don't know we can do that. And I've developed a small IQ training for thinking outside the box, remembering longer, and actually activating those 2% of brain. So what does the system doing is increasing the emotional intelligence, increasing the intellectual potential, and actually setting them balance on a high level. And then we operate in our private and professional life from a high potential of our mindset. So that's why it's heart and mind. And then we can achieve extraordinary results, which we actually didn't even know that we can. And every one of us has this because we need to find those sources of pain or emotional stress, something like that, and know how to transform that into powerful energy or something that we can build as creative human beings. And then it goes much faster. Everything goes much faster, because if we believe in ourselves, if we are satisfied with ourselves, if we have a level of self-love which is required, then everyone else is going to feel that. And even our business, which we think doesn't have to do anything with it, but it does, actually will expand. And I had no idea the book will get so much attention, but it was published first time in 2017, and then the second edition last year. And actually people are reaching out to me all over the world and writing me that it really helps. So that's my contribution, and I'm giving it away for free now during the isolation.
Very good. Oh, I'm so delighted I'm having this opportunity to hear from one woman like you. Wow.
Thank you.
Powerful. So powerful. That's really good. So I presume I imagine that your book, sometimes I'm curious about these little things, but is your book got loads of pages? Like, is it a thick book or a thin book?
I think it has something like 114 pages, but a lot of them are actually There are illustrations which activate associative memory. So no, not much to read, but much more material to focus on and to really do the exercises.
Oh, okay. Would you like to share one exercise here? That's for me. So maybe you tell me and I practice straight away and then I see a difference. I don't know. One exercise.
Awesome. Let's see. Like, people usually ask me about love, so come on, let's talk about love. Although that has nothing to do with business, but it has. So usually, how the algorithm starts. The first question goes. Now I'm talking from the memory. The first question goes: are you happy in your love life? So obviously the answer can be yes or no. If you're happy, then you don't need the algorithm, right? If the answer is no, the first question is it really a soul self-love or it is an ego self-love? So the distinction between these types of love is actually that ego self-love is what we usually think the love is, and that's possession and passion and everything that comes with it. But the soul self-love is truly accepting that human being as he or she truly is, and loving them unconditionally. Now this phrase unconditionally became a little bit, used all over the place.
Right, yeah.
But the point is that we feel that from our soul and not from our natural need and instinct of belonging and reproduction.
Okay, yeah.
So when we find out the answer, if it is soul self-love or ego self-love, then if it is soul self-love and it still hurts, the next direct question is, are you giving it to the right person? Or why are you really in that relationship?
Yes.
So we go deep and everyone has different answer.
Yeah.
And the conclusion is that reason needs cure and not your inability to love. If it is ego self-love on the other side, then obviously that's not love because it wouldn't hurt. And you need to drop that off because there is nothing for you there. That's ego, and that's something that will drain you and that will not help you in your life. So this is just a short example of an emotional part. But if you would like, I would like to show you the intellectual part, which is much more funnier. Yes. And we can try one question.
Yes. You go for it. I love it.
Okay.
I feel like it's really true what you said. It's just, thinking about, it's emotional. It's like all the emotions and consciousness.
Exactly. I'm for example with my husband almost 18 years. I'm 37 and we met when I was 19. So I was lucky one to experience acceptance from another human being as he is accepting me. And to be honest, he is older 6 years, so I was learning from him.
Oh yes. But you know as well, Catherine, that sometimes they can be like I say, older, but maybe you're not going to learn from them. There we go again. If it's the right person, you will feel that. Like you
you will feel
that. Because some people you will see they are older, but they don't have something. Something is not there for you. So
something is missing. That's something. Yeah. I know.
It can happen. But yes, carry on. Yes. So you were saying your husband is 6.
No, that's it. I would like to try this little exercise with you because it's going to be funny. Yes. For example, what is in common for a finger?
Okay, I'm looking.
A snowflake. And a cow.
A finger, snowflake, and a cow. A snowflake, finger, and cow. And cow, I'm just putting the wait. Snowflake and a cow. A finger? What part of the finger? Can be white? I don't know.
I will guide you, don't worry. This is how our brain usually works. I ask you a question and then you try to answer to the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if we separate those objects? What if we try to think about each of those objects separately?
Yeah.
And you now tell me some things or attributes about the cow, for example.
Cow. The skin? The skin. No, the color. The cow, something that I remember is white.
It's an animal, it gives milk,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, right. Milk, animal, is a vegetarian, right?
what it has what what it has on a skin, like when you imagine cow, what do you see like on the skin?
Black and white or black.
Spots, right? You see some spots. Oh, okay, so what about the snowflake?
Snowflake is round, white.
Are they do they exist two absolutely similar snowflakes?
They're not animal. No, we need to create them.
Right? And what do you have on your finger?
What I have in my finger? Nails.
And what you use for your iPhone or something to identify it's you, actually?
Say again?
What you use when you use your finger for your iPhone or a Mac or something to identify it's you.
Touch?
Yes, a fingerprint, right?
Yes.
So a fingerprint is unique because no one in the world has the same fingerprint, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
There are no two same snowflakes in the world.
No, they're not. They're not. Oh.
And there doesn't exist the same two cows with the same spots on the skin.
It's because we don't know what exactly the question is asking. We just
exactly.
I just heard. Tell me what is the difference, but not on that deepest.
Exactly. So this is like a joke question, but you're learning an information which you will for sure remember much longer than if I just told you, hey, there are not two same snowflakes in the world. So what, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine if we use this system for any kind of information. And that actually helps us to learn much faster and much easier and to remember longer through these associations and basically implement that knowledge. So that's about it.
Wow, that's amazing. But can I use that in anything? Like
absolutely, yes. I actually was learning that like that on college. I never failed an exam because every time I needed to learn something, I was forming a story around that or a question which will help me. So even if I had something written on my hand, like those little things you use when you want to cheat a little bit, and they read that, it doesn't make sense to them, but to me it does.
Okay, got it. And this helps us in our life and help us in our business. Am I right?
Exactly. So we are healing from experiences which we had, like a love experience, which we just did. And on the other side, of course, it takes time, but we get the point. And on the other side, we can use a simple system like this to actually remember something for a longer term. Because if I ask you this in a few months, I'm sure you will know the answer.
Yeah. That's a really good way of teaching and learning. Okay. Wow. You see?
It's cool. Yeah.
It is. I'm going to do this when we finish our talk. I will go and talk with my brother, and I will show how it's going to be fun to listen what it's going to say.
You have 10 of those in my book, so you can play with it.
Oh my God, really? Yes. And we got and just talking about your book, just tell me one more thing. How can people connect with you and find more about your work? Because it just brought me yes.
Well, I am personally on LinkedIn. My admins are on other social media, so if they would like to hear from me personally, that would be LinkedIn, and for sure my website, catherinebiroy.com. There is a contact page, so I believe those are the best ways.
And then you have a free download, top LinkedIn marketing strategies to give away.
Of course.
Oh, that's amazing. And these exercises are on this book or no? Just on your book?
These exercises are in Live From Your Heart and Mind, and marketing strategies are very serious marketing strategies where I explain what works, what doesn't work on LinkedIn, why, how the algorithm reads that data, and how we can utilize that to position ourselves as an experts and actually get more visibility for our business.
Oh, wow. I'm going to do that. I will see this changing tonight. Today is the day of the game changer. Yes, thank you so much for being here with me, Catherine. I really enjoy to have you here. And I also want to say that all the links from Catherine will be on the podcast description when it comes live. And also, you are on, just repeating again, Catherine, you are on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and then
everywhere, yeah.
Your website, and then we have this freebie from her, which is the LinkedIn marketing strategies, guys. So make sure you download this and learn more about, and check her book as well. Your book is available. How can we reach your book? Through your website?
Yes, there is a form on my website, or I can give you the link so you can share that too.
Okay. Because I would like to send as well, post on the description of the podcast. So once again, thank you so much, and I'm sure we're going to keep in touch. And I love your story and the way you put things. Today I learned something else, and I'm so excited. I'm going to share with my family very soon. I'm going to have fun. I think I'm going to record that when I will be doing this question. But I will laugh by myself some days after. But yes, thank you so much. You take care.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, Catherine. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Hello. Once again, I want to say thank you for joining us on our podcast episode. We came to the end of this episode, but we will have another episode next week. So don't forget, follow us so you can catch the next one. You take care, and I speak with you next week. Bye.